Hey everybody, Adam motherfucking Jang from the band Yeti, waiting for our song Party Tonight in Valhalla to be coming out soon. And it's going to be a ripping, excellent 6 minutes and 30 seconds of awesome time. I'm going to talk to you today about pedals. I got a lot of pedals, and I got a guitar. I'm going to talk to you about that. I'm going to try to keep this video as quick as possible. Back home, I have a bunch of Marshalls. I have a Wicked Head that someone made me, Mr. Ho, from Ho's Electronics. I love you, man. Hope you're still doing well. I have a Gibson Les Paul, and I try not to put any crap in between any of that. I like to have a pure, wicked rock metal tone. To do that, I don't want a bunch of fucking pedals getting in the way and making my signal smaller. But out here on the road in Asia, it's a different story, because sometimes you're going to get an amp or a piece of equipment that is just not good to play out of. So I want a bunch of pedals to fucking... Sometimes you don't even get an amp. Sometimes you get a fucking PA system. You're expected to rock with a PA system. So what I do is I bring out this rig. First, I'm going to show you my guitar, right? Fucking, you've seen this a million times. The Yeti Les Paul. It says Yeti on it, Grover tuners, ebony fretboard, maple neck, one solid piece of mahogany for the body, which is very, very important. Seymour Duncan JB in the bridge, roller bridge, chrome tailpiece, some fancy knobs, orange drop capacitor in the back. It's an excellent workhorse, and I love it very much, and then I've been playing it forever. Stainless steel frets as well. That was the other thing. Okay, into pedals. First off is your little tuner, because the Snark, which is great and accurate, unfortunately just breaks all the fucking time. I'm a clumsy motherfucker, and I break those things, so I need a floor tuner. I'm going to upgrade to the Boss TU3 at some point. I don't really like Boss pedals other than the tuner, but I'm going to have to do that at some point. Here's the Mini. I like that. It's decent. Costs like 50 bucks. That's the way to go. This thing that's falling apart, but is awesome, is the Morley Bad Horse C2. Why do I like this over... It's the Steve Vai signature. Why do I like this over the Crybaby? It's because it's switchless, which means right now it's off. You touch it, it's on. Off, on. Beautiful. Contour, I don't really touch that. It just makes the mid-tones a little snarly, but it's cool. It's more of a filter kind of a thing. With the Crybaby, you gotta click on the fucking switch. So come down like this all the fucking time and click the goddamn thing on and off. And it's hard to do that without screwing up your solos sometimes, and I personally can't do it. I keep screwing it up, so I like that wah instead. Then we get into the fun stuff, the drives. Again, if you have a really nice amp, really nice guitar, you don't really need any of this. Maybe a clean boost or something like that, or a tube screamer, right? Something like that. But with this stuff, I really like this, the Mojo Mojo. It's transparent enough. Paul Gilbert recommends it, and I like the bass knob on it because it makes your notes really big and stuff for the leads, and you can click it back off, and then you're back to normal, which is pretty cool. I like it a lot. It doesn't get too drivey. It's like a very subtle drive, but that's all I really need, just a little something to kick it over the edge, which is really nice to have. Then I got the OCD, which I don't really like because it has a shitload of gain. Even if I have the gain on 0, it's still a shitload of gain. People say that it's AC/DC in a box, and that is absolutely bullshit because AC/DC is clean as fuck. Just really loud and crunchy. It's you know, it's a decent. I've used it in the past, and it's decent. And if you have to play into a PA system, this is definitely good to have. Just to set it at low gain and have it as your crunchy rhythm tone, it's good, and then just line that up with an overdrive to boost that when you're doing your leads, and it will replicate an amp enough, right? It's like, you know, if having a preamp is kind of expensive and heavy and big, these are all like $100 or less pedals, other than the fucking Bad Horsey wah, $100 or less. So, you know, for $100 or less, if you got to play into a PA, this is nice to have. The Big Muff, well, the Little Big Muff, I never liked these for the longest time, and then 2 weeks ago I just bought it just to fuck around with. And if you bring the tone knob all the way down on your guitar, have the volume all the way up, have the tone knob on here just before 12 o'clock, and volume all the way up, and your distortion, your sustain all the way up on this. It makes a very wicked ass tone, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna be doing it a lot live this year. You can see us at some festivals too this year, and you will expect to hear this cheap little fuzz sound fucking great. Yeah, so those are what I'm using for that. My delay, again, something I never really got into until the last year or so. I bought this in Japan with some gig money, and it's great. I like it a lot more than the DD7 or any of the Boss stuff. I like it because it's really simple, unlike the Empress and all those really expensive boutique delays. I only really use this as kind of a slapback, and sometimes I do the spaceship thing, the thing on there. But other than that, it's a solid, very easy to use, simple analog delay. It sounds great. I think this is a little more than $100, like $150 to $200 is what you're looking to pay for that. And then the piece de la resistance. I don't have the hose with me, it's in the other room, but this is a MXR talk box. They redid the talk box. It was actually a gift to me from a very nice lady, and it's great. I've actually been using it as my practice amp in the room, because all it is a speaker. It's a driver inside a box, and the hose goes into this, and it's a 9-volt, right, powered by a 9-volt, and you put it in your pedal chain, which is crazy. So I just put it at the end of my pedal chain. When you engage it, the speaker goes on, and instead of the sound traveling from your amp, it goes into this box and comes out the hose. The hose goes in your mouth, and you go wah, 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 like that. So it's just a little speaker. It's got a gain, a tone, and a volume knob, which is cool. I usually crank the fuck out of the whole thing, just because if I'm using it as a practice amp, I keep the tone down, keep the volume down so I don't blow the speaker. And it's kick-ass. I love it. Absolutely. So, yeah, so that's what I'm using on tour. Let me know what you're using on tour in the comment section below or at home. Or if you think my pedals are stupid and I'm an idiot, let me know. It's all good. I can take your harsh criticism. And I hope you guys are having a good day. Rock on.